Shalom, my sisters and brothers. How are we doing today? Uh, this message is called knowledge. Cause all we need is knowledge. The Bible is made out of law, statute, and commandments. It's not a religion. It's the law, statute, and commandments. So we are no religion. The Bible is no religion. There's no religion in the Bible. That is something that is Christianity has stirred up. There's no such thing as religion. The Bible is made out of law, statute, and commandments. And the reason why we are lost, because they're trying to teach the Bible like it's a religious book. It's not a religious book. It is a law, statute, commandment. The same way that over here in the United States of America, they have law, statute, and commandments. And then if you don't follow them laws, there are consequences behind each law has its own penalties. Well, the same thing with the Bible. The Bible is a law, statute, and commandments. So if we don't follow them, we have different penalties for them laws. But they're not teaching us in the church, because if they did, the people will walk out of the church. Because nobody will want to hear that it's an abomination to be gay in the Bible. Nobody want to hear that. They will walk out of the church because half of the members in there has been what you call Christianity. So they accept whatever come their way. The church has told them, come as you are. There's nowhere in the Bible where the Bible says, come as you are. We have adopted the European way of life through all of our life. Everything we do is European based. We don't fell away from the law, statute, and commandments. What I'm here today to tell you the difference between Africans and the so-called Negroes. They have lumped us all together for we'll be confused. So the first thing, if I ask another so-called Negro, what is your nationality? They would say they're African American, that is what Jesse Jackson called you in 1985, 84, 85 when he was running for president. Rainbow Coalition, he gave us that title. Every 10 years the title changed. Now we're upon another 10 years. So I'm waiting to see what our title will be. But the difference is the difference between us and them. It's a big difference. Well, I have this book here. I'm going to read a couple things out of this book, and then I'm going to read it's going to match up with what the Bible says. The book is called From Babylon to Timbuktu. From Babylon to Timbuktu. Now this is what, because see, I have to read verse 84 first in this same book. Page 84 in this same book, before you can get quite the understanding what's going on. Well, okay, in 65 AD, the Roman army under General Pompey captured Jerusalem. That's where we were. We was in Jerusalem before we got to Africa. But just gonna break it down to tell you how you get to Africa. Okay. In 70 AD, General Vespasian and his son Titus put an end to the Jewish state. Okay, put an end to the Jewish state because Israel didn't become a state again until 1949. You do your history. So if you don't honor for you to become a state again, that means you was. It's called United States, Britain. They came together and made it a state again. To make it a state again. That's when they start bringing in everybody from the European nation. Came over to Jerusalem. And they adopted our religion. The real Jews of the Bible. In Jeremiah 14:2, it said, Judah mourning. They are black unto the ground. So the Jews are black people. Dark colored skinned people. Okay, so they came over there and ran us out of Jerusalem. During the period of the military governor of Pakistan, many outrages and atrocities were committed against the residue of the people. They slaughtered us. They was killing us left and right. Fast, man, fast. And during the period from Pompeii to Jews, it had been estimated that over 1 million Jews fled into Africa, fleeing from the Roman persecution. Okay, the people in the Bible had to be black or some other color because the Romans was white. So if they prosecute us, we run to Africa, we blend in because we look like them. Our color was similar to theirs. So they couldn't really pick us out. So we flee over there. If you go to Galatians 4:26, 4:26, it tell you that Jerusalem is our home. It's the mother of us all. Okay, but we flee over there to Africa. If you flee over there to somewhere and you blend in, they can't come get you because they don't know what you look like. They know what you look like, but you blend in with everybody else. So they didn't know who the Jews was or between the Jews and the Africans. So that tell you there was a difference. It was a difference between us and them. So they know this. Okay. The Jews got mad because the Africans got mad because we took our culture with us. Here you go. The black Jews had an advantage over the African tribes. They carried their culture, history, law, and written records with them. This assured them of a constant precedence for the development of higher social organization. We wasn't playing. We took our culture with us. We not the people they say we're over there in Africa with bones in our nose. See, even though we came to the west coast of Africa, Sudan, Nigeria, the Gold Coast, that's where we ran to. So some of them people could be our people over there on the west coast. Now you start going deeper into it. Africa is 52 different nations. So when you got a Negro say he an African American, where did you come from in Africa? Did you come from Nigeria? Did you come from Sudan? Did you come from Ethiopia? Did you come from Kush? See, they don't do like we do. Or I come from Africa. When you ask them, they say they're Kush. They're Kushite. They know who they are. So that's how you know you don't belong there because you don't even know who you are. You don't know where you come from. I'm trying to tell you, I'm trying to get to the point where it's a difference between us and that. And you say, why is it important? It's very important. Because the Most High is going to destroy the Africans for what they did to us. Okay, I'm going to tell you another. When Moses got mistaken for the Egyptian, what happened? When they mistaken Moses for an Egyptian. Right? Because the Egyptian were dark-skinned people. The Egyptians are the Africans. The Egyptians are the Africans. So if Pharaoh Moses as his grandson, he had to blend in, right? He blended in because they couldn't tell the difference between the Africans and the Hebrew Israelites. Now I'm going to get to the point in the Bible that match up with what I just read. If they tell you true history, it'll match up in the Bible. Now I just read that to you. I'm putting that up now. I just read that information to you. Okay? Now I'm going to the Bible. Go to Exodus and go to start in verse 6. Exodus 1 and 6. 1 and 6. Now you know the story how the brothers, Joseph's brother, they sold him. And he went into Egypt, which is Africa. Okay? The west part of Africa. West coast of Africa. Okay? And Joseph died. And all his brethren and all that generation. That means all them, Joseph and all his brothers, all them siblings died. It became new Jerusalem. New people. Right? Just like you, when you die, your son gonna come on, and your son gonna die, his son gonna come on. Well, that's what happened to them. They died off. And the children of Israel were fruitful, and increased abundantly, and multiplied, and waxed exceedingly mighty, and the land was filled with them. We start having babies, like now. A Negro man produces 1 million sperms a day. 1 million sperms a day. We can have babies up till we damn near dead. 1 million sperms a day. So they multiply. Check this out. Now there rose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph. They got a new king in there. He didn't know of Joseph. Because remember, the other Pharaoh had promoted Joseph up to like the governor over all of Egypt. He found favor in Joseph. Well, the new Pharaoh came up. He didn't know no history on Joseph. He didn't know who Joseph was. Okay? And he said unto his people, the king said unto his people, which is the Egyptians, which is the Africans. I'm going to take you back there and show you that after I read you this. About Ham. Noah had 3 sons after the flood. I'm going to take you back there. Okay? And there arose a new king over Egypt. He said unto his people, behold, the people of the children of Israel are more mighty than we. Because we populate. See, just like today. The people, the 12 tribes of Israel, if you think about it, all of them brown, everybody can have, Mexicans have babies just like we can have babies. And you got the Native American Indians. You got us. We can populate the whole world by ourselves. They only allow, you see, most Africans, they only have maybe 3, 4 kids. But then they got several wives. So each wife I have 4, 5 kids apiece. A Negro and a Negro woman, she can have 20 kids. And the father can be the same man. Okay? He said unto his people, behold, the people of the children, and see, they know who we are. Throughout this whole Bible, I plead with my people, read the Bible. And you will only hear the Bible saying, people of Israel, Israel, Israel. You are them people. The bloodline never stops. Our bloodline never stops. I had this coworker on the job. He said his sister asked the preacher, what happened to the people in the Bible, the Israel people? He couldn't speak on it. He didn't know what to say. He was lost. He was lost. He did not know what to say. Because our bloodline never ends. Our bloodline. And you say, well, why you keep harking on that? Go to Deuteronomy 32:7. I'm just reading it. Remember the days are old. Consider the years of many generations. Don't never forget about your history. They tell you to forget about it, but they keep in remembrance everything they done. Thanksgiving, they slaughtered all the Indians. 4th of July, they became a nation. They freed themselves from the British. St. Patrick's Day, when they fooled the Negroes and told them to come to the ship. The April Fool. They fooled the Negroes on April Fool, told them they were going to let them go back home, the slave. And when they got down there by the river, guess what? They killed 600 of them. That was called April Fool. They slaughtered 600 Africans. 600 so-called Negroes, the Israelites. They slaughtered 600. Every day, every holiday got a death. You finna get ready. You just celebrate Christmas. You just celebrate New Year's. You just celebrate, now you finna celebrate Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day. They got a day for everything in the book. But they don't want you to forget. 9/11, don't forget that. But they tell you to forget your history. But the Bible in Deuteronomy 32:7 said, remember the days are old. Consider the years of many generations. Go back. Just keep remembering your stuff. You got to remember that. Deuteronomy 4:5, behold, I have taught you statute and judgment, even as the Lord my God commanded me that you should do so in the land whither you go to possess it. The Bible consists of law, statute, commandment. That's them with all that stuff made it Christianity. It's not Christianity, folks. They did that. They did that. Okay, keep going. Come on, let us deal with them wisely, lest they multiply. Use the children of Israel, multiply. And come to pass that when they fall out of any war, if we come to war anytime, if we ever rise up and also join unto our enemy, the Africans said, just in case they rise up and they join in with their enemies and we defeat them. That's what he's saying. And fight against us. So let's get them up out of the land. They got tired of us. Are not the United States of America tired of all the so-called Negro? They tired of you taking care of your own welfare. They tired of you killing your own self. They tired of you being an astonishment, going to Popeyes and killing each other with chicken. They tired of you on food stamp. They finna cut over 800,000 members on food stamp. They tired of you going and filling up their jail. Guess what they doing? They shooting you now and killing you. They robbing you, taking your body parts. These white folks are tired of you now. The same way the Africans that say we tired of you, they tired of you too. They tired of the Mexicans. Now they got them down on the border. Want to build a wall. They dying, they raping, they killing the women, killing the men. The poor Indians, they tired of them. They done put them on a reservation and polluting their land. Do you see the pattern? They tired of us. So this is what they do when you're tired. Now this is what they do when they're tired of you. Okay, therefore, they did set over them taskmasters. The African put taskmasters over there like slavery. Whip your back in. Work the hell out. You built them pyramids. You built them pyramids. You wrote on them walls. So all the people who think they African, you are not African. They beat your ancestors. And the Lord said, remember the days are old, for many generations. They beat your ancestors, but you think you're African. You nowhere near African. An African don't, you can't go right now, an African don't even want you. But guess what else they did? Okay. But the more they afflict them, the more they multiply. Don't you know that as so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, the deeper we go into depression, the more babies we have. A study came out and said the more depressed you are, the more babies you have, because that's all you got to do. Only thing you can leave yourself is having sex, so you start having all these babies. Why do you think all these people in the ghettos having all these babies? They are mentally distressed. Deuteronomy 28:28. The Lord shall smite these with madness, and you shall be an astonishment. You shall be a byword. Astonishment, going in Popeyes, killing yourself over chicken, jumping over the table, tearing up your car over chicken. So the more depressed you are, soon they go home and start having sex, have babies. The ghetto, the low parts of the city, you go in any part of the city, we in there, the bottom. Not the top, the bottom. And we have more babies than anything. The more they afflict us, the more babies we have. It's in the Bible. It's in the Bible, people. Okay? And they were grieved. They were grieved because the children of Israel. The Africans were grieved because of us. They said, we beating these guys. We shooting them. We killing them. We putting them on crack. We give them high blood pressure. But they still having all these babies. So they tired of us. That's why you think they killing us so much. They tired of you. They can't send you back. Because then they send you back. Then the truth gonna come out. They got to send you back to Jerusalem. So they can't send you back. So they got to send you to Jerusalem if you're going to go back. But they ain't finna do that because they've been hiding that truth from us for so long. So they're not finna just send you back over there. Because you uncover their truth. Uncover their lie. So what they do now, they put obstacles in our way. They put the women over you. And get our women to have a nasty disposition against us. Call us out our name. Nigga, you ain't nothing. That's what they do. This is what they do. We basically unwanted people. We're in a land that we are unwanted in. But we here. And they're not teaching us the law, statutes, and commandments. So that's why we're going through what we're going through. So I'm slow teaching this. Because we are going through something. I'm going to keep going. And the king of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwife. Check this out now. The king of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwife. So they know the difference between us and them. Here we are, don't know the difference between us and them, but they know the difference between us and them. That's amazing, ain't it? Because they're not teaching you in the Bible. They know this. Okay. Of which the name of one was Shapha, and the name of the other one was Pu'u. And he said, when you do the office of midwife, when you go in there and get ready to prepare them to have babies, to the Hebrew women, and see that upon their stool, when they sit upon their stool, because they see, that's why you had to get shots in your back. You don't supposed to have a baby laying on your back. You supposed to have a baby like you sitting on a stool in a stool position. That ease all the pain because the flow goes down. You're on your back. You got to put. Why they say push, because you're on your back. You're going against gravity. It was meant for you to act like you're sitting on a stool, and the baby come out the way your body slant, and when you dilate, and the way the uterus adjusts. It's made for the baby to just slide right out. But they lay you on your back and give you an epidural. And then don't you know that each time you have a C-section, it's $10,000 the doctor get. $10,000 compared to a regular birth. That's why the blacks and so-called Spanish are the number one in C-section. You ain't know that, okay? Okay, and if you do the duty of a midwife, get what he said. And see that upon the stool, if it be a son, you shall kill him. But if it be a daughter, you shall let it live. That's why you think they're killing all the men. They getting it, this stuff ain't changing. This ain't about. They never talked and broke you down into you. This is why you died in the street. The same way the Egyptian got tired of you, these so-called Edomites are tired of you. So they got abortion clinics everywhere. And so what they do is, guess what they do? They tell us, you can't afford no baby, you can't do that. The best thing for you to do is get an abortion. They're killing you. They don't have to get the midwife to do it. They just brainwash you into doing it now. It's in the Bible. I know you ain't believe that. It's in the Bible. They never taught you that. But guess what? The midwife didn't do it. And the Pharaoh said unto the women, because the Hebrew women are not as Egyptian women. The midwife said unto Pharaoh, because he said, check this out. This what he said. Check this out. And the midwife said to Pharaoh, no, I'm going to go to the first. And the king of Egypt called for the midwife and said unto them, why have ye done this thing? And have saved the men and children alive. And guess what the midwife said? And the midwife said unto Pharaoh, because the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptian women. You different. You different from the African people. You're not African. You totally different. What he said, by the time we get there, you already had your baby. You different. You're not an African. So quit calling yourself an African. You're above all nations. You not. I just read that to you. You're not African. You're above all nations. Okay? You're above all nations. See, you're above all nations, people. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm going to read the scripture to you. Ye women are different. Y'all different in any nationality. The black woman is totally different than any nationality makeup. You just heard that. And see what they're doing now, they're using that against the black man. They're going to give you the job and you're going to dog out the black man. Because they done stacked the books against us. So when they give you a job making $60,000 and won't even give him a job making $30,000. So they using you to go against your man. But guess what? In the woman movement, it was the white women that were catching hell at home. The white man was controlling her, beating her, wouldn't let her do nothing. She wanted to vote, but she couldn't get it alone, so she got y'all to join. You joined with her. You left your husband, she stayed home with her husband. You independent. She's with her man. You never hear no other nation of women say independent but us. Because they have brainwashed you. T.D. Jakes had told you they are loose. Guess what God said? This is what God said. Check this out. Jeremiah 31:22. How long wilt thou go about, O thou backslider daughter? Talking to you. For the Lord has created a new thing. And in the earth a woman shall compass a man. That sounds good, but God is being sarcastic. He called you a backslider because you turned on your own people. They gave you a job and you turned on your own people. Go to Isaiah. Go to Isaiah. This is what's going to happen to you because you turned on your people. Because they use you as a pawn. 3, I think it's 16. This is what the Lord said when he said, you backsliding daughter. He said, I create a new thing and never been done on earth. Put you over a man. Right now, y'all over us. Y'all judges. Y'all supervisors. Y'all all this. Instead of you taking that and bringing your man up, you taking that, pushing him down. But it's going to come a time. Thus saith the Lord. What's going to happen? Moreover, the Lord said, because the daughter of Zion, you are hardened and walk with a stretched forth neck. This you. You walk with a stretched forth neck. You done took what they gave you instead of helping your man out. The Africans started that. You got the Africans, the Romans, and the Greeks. And Babylonian. Persia. See, they started all this. They followed the Africans. You women, the Hebrew women are different. But y'all not using y'all difference in the way you're supposed to. So Lord, he created a thing that never been done upon him. He said made you come past a man in jobs and status in life. But guess what the Lord say? Therefore the Lord will smite thee with scabs on the crown of thy head, daughter of Zion. The Lord will discover your secret parts. Or not your hair falling out. Or not you putting weave in your head. He putting scabs on the crown of your head. This in the Bible. This in the Bible. I just want to get that part. If you want to read it for yourself, you can read it. Isaiah 3:16 and read all the way down to 22. And then you go to Isaiah, then you go to 4:1. Just to top it off. Because he did something that's y'all came up past us. The Hebrew Africans say y'all different from us. Y'all, you mean different from other Africans. The Hebrew one of us different, but y'all not using y'all different in the way that you should be using. You using it to destroy. Now you raising up feminine men. Now you raising up little mannish girls. Because you done took your status and rent the man out of the family. But it's the consequences of all that. In that day, 7 women should take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by their name to take away our reproach. Take away your sin. You need help. But that day coming. Because of what y'all are different people, but you're not using your difference the way you should be using. So God put a curse upon you. He's going to take all your hair out. And if you read the scripture like I told you, you're going to be stank. You're going to show all your body parts. You're not going to be like you used to be. Okay, that is on that. That is what God gave you, and this is what you use differently. See, I'm going to tell you how we the people in the Bible, how we flee to Africa, and they sold us. They got mad because we took our history and they sold us. On that ship coming over here, had several ships named Good Ship, Jesus. They were all named after Christian type stuff. I'm going to read this book, and you tell me this don't match up with what's going on. Check this out. Captain John Newton. A deeply Christian man, that's Christianity, was ordained in 1754 into a church of England, which condoned and profit from slavery. How you going to be of God, be ordained, and profit from slavery? Christianity is what they taught you in slavery. That's where the Negroes are right now today in Christianity. They would not believe in that Bible. They would not believe in the Bible. You can't tell me you do. Guess what he did? The song that y'all love to sing. While transporting hundreds of captive slaves on one of his death ship called Newton Penny, one of the most famous of all hymns, Amazing Grace. This man made up the song Amazing Grace on the death ship, bringing you from the west coast of Africa to the so-called United States of America. You in the church singing Amazing Grace and don't even know what you're singing. Wow. Tell me this don't match us. This is how we get high blood pressure. Okay, African American hypertension, Middle Passage slavery. They finna describe how we got high blood pressure on the slave ship. For nearly 400 years, translated slave trade may have acted as an revolutionary gate. Individuals who survived passage through the gate were possessed a different genetic makeup than those who did not. Okay, our ancestors coming on the ship gave us a different genetic makeup when they got to the States. This is why. Virtually all sub-Saharan African American transport to the Western Hemisphere between the 1600s and the 19th century had to survive the condition of excessive sodium loss. Thus, all passed the same evolution gate. These descendants, which is us, of the captive off the coast of Africa, which the Hebrew Israelite, might possess a different genetic makeup than the descendants of our ancestors not transported across the Atlantic slave trade. We sweat it out. What it's saying is, you in the bottom of them cabins. Them cabins was 180 to 175 degrees in there, even with the humidity. Right? So you sweat it out a lot. Sweat out all your sodium. So when we were born with low sodium in our body. Through all of it took 400 years. To generation and generation and generation, we started being born. They were transporting up over 400 years in slavery, transporting different slaves. So in them ships, you were sweating, losing all your salt in your body. So every year you got born, your genetic makeup changed because you need less salt. So you come back to today, all we eat is salt. Now we get too much salt. Now you get hypertension, high blood pressure. Now if that's not us, I don't know. I'm giving you the obvious information. The ship was so tight, they called it the death ship. Each slave had less room than a man in a coffin. That is weird. Madness and distraction. They were vomiting on each other. Women having periods. They started being together. All the women started being together. So you know how your time card started connecting to the other women. So every woman coming on her period at the same time. So they were stacked on top of each other. So they just blood all in there. Because we were used to being a clean people. The women were used to being clean and fresh and took care of themselves. They couldn't, so it made them mad. Not mad like anger, mad to madness where they were losing their mind. They were going, once they go on the deck for an hour or 30 minutes sometimes to get some fresh air, they would jump overboard because of the insanity they was going through. It was crazy how they did. The air was stink, so you breathing in toxic air. All that vomit, all the guys, the bathroom, all that mixed together, you breathing in. That is something else. They died from dehydration. Some of them, it was 120 to 130 degrees on them slave ships. So you sweated all your salt. And right now today we paying for it. But y'all still want to do that. They vomiting all over each other. And that's crazy. Okay. It was this lady. She was a translator. They call her the translator. If you can see that, it's an African selling our women to the white man for wrong. It's in here. Get this book and you can read it. It's in here. It wasn't African selling African. It was African selling Israelites. But they ain't gonna never teach it in church. They call her the translator because she had learned to start learning their language. Just check this out. Sister Translator, I'm gonna read this to you, y'all. Because it's like I'm reading this book to you so you can get a better understanding of what I'm saying. It's crazy. You are not African. African did you so wrong, it's ridiculous. Please stop calling yourself an African. I want you to go to Zephaniah. Please go to Zephaniah 2 and 12. Zephaniah 2 and 12. Zephaniah, please. Zephaniah, please. 2 and 12. Ye Ethiopian, also, you shall be slain by my sword. God gonna kill them. They come after what they did to us. They sold us into all this grief that I'm reading you here. I'm gonna read it and paraphrase it. Sister Translator returned almost at dawn. They took up to the top. They raped her. She is shoved down the step. She is bleeding between her legs and her breast. They raped the woman. They degraded her. We was a special people. You heard the Egyptians? They were different. Our women were different. They degraded them women. Raped them and did all kinds of stuff to her. They raped the woman till she was bleeding all between her legs. Well, they came up there to come get her again. And she kicked one of the man between the legs. And guess what he did to her? When they brought the people up, when they got all the women, they brought them up on deck. When they got the women, brought them up on deck. And when they got up on deck, guess what they seen? When they finally adjusted their eyes to the morning brightness, to see some of the sister captives with a most frightening look and shock on their face. You turn in the direction they are facing and see what has zombified them. There was Sister Translator. All right, dead, but more than dead. She was hanging and swinging by her tongue from the main mast. From the main mast, naked. There was a giant hook through her tongue and the roof of her mouth. Her eyes bulged in disbelief. That's what they did to her. And y'all want to treat us like that? We were slaves on that ship watching our women go through that. Don't think we didn't fight back. In this book, we fought back. Check this out. Guess what they did? As you look down from her once beautiful, nice, monstrous face. Once beautiful, now monstrous face. You see her stomach was cruelly ripped open. You show not only her bowels, her intestines, but also to show an African, so-called African, because they got from the West Coast, so they called Africa. They didn't know who we were. They knew who we were, but they called us Africans. But I done read how we got over to Africa on the West Coast. So when you hear me say African, they called us that. But we wasn't not Africans. I showed you where the Africans sold us for rum and mustard guns. Fetus dangling on her umbilical cord. The lady had a baby. You want to turn away, throw up, but you can't. Something is forcing you to take in every detail, every swing of her body, every sound, every silence. There are many other sisters, girls, and women who are just transfixed, who are remembering, who are never forgotten. You can't never forget this stuff. Check this out. Captain Hartland made this because we had revolt against them. We killed a lot of them on the ship. So we didn't just go free like Kanye West said with a choice. They killed us. We fought up and stood up for our women. We fought and stood up for our women. They shot us, hung us, and this is another example of what they did to us. Then first, Captain Hartland made them first eat the heart and liver of one of the white who was killed. When we killed them, they made us eat their heart and their liver. And then they killed us. So we stood up for our women, regardless of what you hear out on the street. They only show you the bad apple. 2/3 of the Negroes got to die. They only show you the bad. What about the men who going to stand up for the women and fight for them and try to do the best they can with them? But our women has got favor from the white folk, put them on top, and got them forcing us, calling us names, calling us bitches, hoes, niggas, no good, disrespectful to a man. It was never meant for that to be. Some of the people in Israel live by them same customs. A woman would never disrespect a man. But you got the women over here in the United States trying to stand up to a grown-ass man. Try to stand up to one. No humility whatsoever. See, but we got to get out of that. Them Africans tried to destroy us. And they come in your neighborhood building stores. You are not an African. I don't know how much more information I need to show you that you are not an African. You are not an African. You are the same people in the Bible of Moses, the Torah, Exodus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Leviticus. In the books of the law. You them same people. Ecclesiastes 4:16. There's no end to all the people, even all that has been before them. There's no end to us. You are the same people. If you understand the Bible about reincarnation, you them same people. If you understand the Bible about reincarnation, you are them same people. But they won't teach you this in church, so how would you know? This would sound so strange to you because you've never been broken down to you like this before. The Lord, this is the Bible, not Bo. The Bible telling you, I write these scriptures, I take notes. I got 5 or 6 of these books like this. I read my Bible and I study and I diligently take notes and reference page to page. Read line upon line, precept upon precept before I give you information. Because when you go look it up, I want you to look up the truth, not nothing I made up. So don't think I don't spend no time researching what I have to do. I'm telling you. The Lord said you are, the Egyptians say you are, they different. The Hebrew women are different. Go to Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy 7 and 6. 7 and 6, please. For thou art a holy people. Thou art a holy people. Talking about all of us. The true Hebrew Israelites. Upon the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God had chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. You put anybody else in our shoes and let them go through what we're going through, they would be wiped out. But we still here. We have lost our heritage. That's why we don't know who we are. Isaiah 44:1. Ye, now hear, O Jacob, my servant, and Israel, who I have chosen. The Lord talking to Joseph. Me talking to Jacob. Jacob's name was changed to Israel. And Jacob had 12 sons. The 12 tribes of Israel, which is us, baby. Which is us. Okay? Romans 13:11. It's time for us to reunite as a family. They want to see us separated, act ignorant toward each other. Every time it affects them, it's a new law. Now you got to be 21 to smoke tobacco. About them things. You got to be 21. For then, it wasn't no limit on what you can buy. Now it's a limit. An age limit. You got to be 21. When it was crack, it was war on drugs. Now it's heroin. It's an academic. So now President Trump gave him $1 billion for you can go get help now. But they sent us to jail and killed us. Some people still in prison right now for the crack, for doing the crack era. Still in prison. When we come together as a nation, what did the Egyptians say? They have become a nation. We got to destroy them. They got the same mentality as the Egyptians had right now today. But if we come together as a people, check this out. Romans 13:11. And that knowing that the time that now is high time. Awake out of sleep. We in sleep. We walk around groping in the noonday as a blind man walking. We got to come together as a family. For now is our salvation nearer than we believe. The end of time is nearer than what you believe. Salvation is near what you believe. Huh? I'm just trying to show you, man. This is our time, man. This is our time. But we don't want to believe. We got to first find your nationality. Huh? You got to first find out your nationality first. I gave you scripture. Nobody wants to be you. Us. Us don't want to be us, but everybody want to be us. Everybody cleave to us. You got dread, they got dread. We got bald, they got bald. We got beard, they got a beard. You wear your British sag down, they wear your British sag down. You rapping, they rapping. You singing, they singing. Everybody taking on our own culture. Taking on our culture. Trying to be the Hebrew Israelites. Trying to cleave to us. We don't even cleave to ourselves. You are not an African people. I'm giving you all the information I can. I can go on for hours, but I don't want the video to be that long. But I'm trying to tell you, this is where we at. We are not Africans. Read your Bible and learn your history. Learn who you are in this Bible. When you read that Bible, it don't say nigger, coon, African American. You got a nationality. You from the tribe of Judah. This is you. This is what you see in the Bible, people. This is what you see in the Bible. You can pull up on the internet and make copies. You see them names right here in the Bible. So when you read the Bible, then you'll know, when you see them, you'll know who they are. These names are not in the Bible. This is the name that the so-called whites gave you. These names not in the Bible. But these names are. So when you read the Bible, these names are in the Bible. That's how you'll know who you are. So when you read it, you can get a better understanding. Shalom, my people. I love you. I promise I love you and do this out of heart. I do diligently to study this word. I don't play with this word. I study it. I study this word. I got tablets and books, everything while I study and take notes. So when I come here, I don't come half-stepping with you. You deserve much more than 15 minutes of the people in church just not telling you anything, not knowing who you are. That pastor couldn't answer that question. It ain't that he couldn't answer because he working for the government. He can't answer. You just like a public school. A public school, you got to teach what they tell you to teach. You got a curriculum that lasts throughout the whole. You got to learn what they learn. You can't teach what you want to teach. You got a curriculum. The same thing with the church. The church is under the government. They get government grants, so you aren't allowed to teach you what they want to teach you. They will never teach you what I'm teaching you. They will shut the church down, and they won't get that grant money. You know you ain't raised up no $14 million to build no church. They getting the grant money from the government. So when the government come in, they dictate what you can teach the people. So as long as they keep you docile and Scottish children, which means dumb, as long as they keep you blind, groping in the day, like as blind, then they fine with it. My other Israelite brothers, they shutting down their channel. Why not shut down the Christian channel? Because they don't want you to know who you are. They shutting down the other Israelite channels. They going to other alternate channels because they don't want you to know who you are. These guys stand on these corners. I get them guys props. You know how ignorant a nigga can be? I got to get on that corner. But I'm giving to this word on YouTube. I got to get on that corner with my brothers. Because, man, they going through hell. I want to go through the same hell they going through. They teaching this word. I want to teach this word too. Just like they doing. It's not meant for a pastor to be sitting behind a thing in a nice suit. He won't get out in that corner because he can't take that what they give him. Because you won't go in a church and treat that pastor like that. But if I'm on that corner, you're going to come to me with full-blown anger. Because that pastor teaching you what you want to hear. Not thus saith the Lord. How can I learn knowledge I be taught? I'm here to teach you. I'm here to teach you. Shalom, my sisters and brothers. I love you. I promise you. I love you. Shalom, my sisters and brothers. I love you dearly. That's why I'm bringing this information to you. I love you dearly. Shalom.